I don't know how loud that's going to be compared to my voice, but hopefully, hopefully it's alright. Let's see, is this where I'm going to sit? Should be fine. I feel like it's been a while since I've actually done some ZBrush stuff on here. Just took a kind of mini break last week with just doing the Tyranids on Sunday. So I'm gonna start doing some work on some terrain pieces. So these are all, most of this is all duplicated, so once we've done one bit we can kind of duplicate it across and all that. So I kind of mock this up on the weekend and want to give it enough space so that you could probably fit like 1 or 2 models under here, and then the same up on here. Enough space so that in the game they're able to get through. So one base size will probably be about the size of the gap between the ladder and the pillars here, the structure here. And just trying not to make it too complicated, so I think that's fine. It might need a crossbeam in here, but I think the one on this end will do, and then these are kind of holding the rest of that up. And then where we've overextended a little bit, we'll just cut that once it's all one model, or however many pieces I'm gonna build it in. But we'll model it first, and then we'll see what we're going to do about how this will be constructed. Okay. So let's just start with one of these. I just want to see what different brushes do and whether we need to increase that a little bit. It's probably better. This thing's gonna be huge in polys. Also, OBS updated and things have moved around just a little bit. Like I used to have the sound going across, and now it's weird. That's alright. just get used to the changes that OBS has made for me. Basically just trying to make this look like wood, to be honest. And we'll put some like chips and dents in here. It's gonna be a lot of just making the same, and then basically want like this bit here, right? We can rotate, because it's pretty sure it's square. We can rotate like on a 90 degrees and then rotate this way 90 degrees to have that one different, and then the same on those ones as well. So yeah, just being smart about how we yeah, let's see what's been actually going on since last week. As I said, I had a bit of a break. So still need to finish off and do some work on the night model that we were working on. Did the Tyranids stream on Sunday? That was really fun. So using contrasts for this one, so got a lot of the contrast paint on sort of at least one full squad, and then half the contrast paint on another, which doesn't sound like much, but because it's a little fiddly. Yeah. It's there's a lot of sort of like painting and then repainting up, so but they'll get there. I don't think they'll take as long as the rats. Yeah, it took quite a while. one wooden block there. I'm gonna save this as a new one so that we can do a progress picture as well. Oh, it's just the Twitch announcement. So I think if I'm not mistaken, I think let's actually rotate this into position first. 90, we can delete this one. Oh wait, no we can't. We need to duplicate that and then rotate it. Okay, so why? So see how we've kind of got the same, like it's, you would be able to see that this is all the same. So what we can actually do is just go like this. And make that look different, and then all of, so the front and back will look the same, but also different. So that's fine. And then we can duplicate that over to that side. So what am I going to do with the metal parts? I don't want to make them too complicated. So if we go, let's do, we might round the corners off first. We could just do a crumple. And try and get a bit of texture in that way, but I don't think that's really going to give us the right look. And we could, yeah, this will be good. I don't know if I want it. I don't think I want it mirrored though. So let's. yeah, kind of give it like a little bit of a beaten metal, but not taking the shape, the form out too much. I think that'll be good. And we'll just solo that. That's probably enough. We might add like one big bolt into the middle and just, because I'm sure most of these would have like, you know, a bolt on each axis, but we might add one just in the middle just to give. So for that, we can probably symmetry. Let's just duplicate that, and then and then so that these aren't the same, we'll just we'll do something like that. should be different enough now. We've got one there as well. So I think this top will be made out of wood. So we'll probably make it out of some separate planks. So we'll grab this, we'll duplicate it. And then we can move these. So like that, and then we probably shouldn't have deleted that actually, but we'll put another, we'll make sure that if they don't join that there's something in between so that it actually prints, you know, a level, because The print is good, but I don't think it's good enough to leave a gap that big or print a gap that small. But that's fine. Do I want to give it rail? We'll decide that later. I was wondering if I give it railings or not. What am I doing? I'm just looking at some reference for these wood panels. I'm making a watchtower, so like a little wooden watchtower, as a terrain piece. So just making some terrain today, something light and easy. So yeah, how's everything with you? Anime is good like? should have just done this in the first place. Hope everything's all going well. It's been a little while. Took a little bit of a break last week. Just too much going on to sort of manage, but we are back. These are quite thick. I might make these a bit smaller. Yeah, I'm just wondering if they're going to be too thick, but that's okay. We can. Yeah, we'll do something like that. And then I'll actually duplicate that back across. And so duplicate that across. And then we'll do the flip and rotate trick so that we only need to make, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll make maybe two of them and then alternate the patterns. So now that we have the size, could have symmetried some of this, but I think it's fine. That should be okay. This one. put that dynamic. There we go. So in theory, we can go. No, we need to do that, and then that. Delete. I didn't do the bottom. Right. Let's do the bottom. And yeah, I don't think you've missed too much. Really, anime is good. Like, what have we been doing the last couple of weeks? It's mainly just been like character development. Doing a bit of writing. I took last week off a little bit, and for the painting days, done quite a few painting streams just to fill in the time, just to do something a little less not strenuous, but something I don't have to think about getting back into it, to see what we can get done by the end of May, and then do kind of like a recap on the first 3 months, and then go from there. So like a progress report. See what we're lacking in and see what we can improve. But yeah, today's going to be a lot of just carving wood, so not going to be the most entertaining one, but the terrain is just as important as the models, so. Okay, so now we'll reduplicate this, move this to here, delete. Rotate 180, and then we might duplicate and pop that one there, and then we'll rotate it this way 180, delete, and then we might rotate that one more time. And then if we do one pattern here, then we'll have sort of a bit of variety on that. kind of like how we've got some different sizes as well. Three messages. Huh. Oh yeah. Alright, let's do another one of these. Alright. So we probably should have duplicated the size, but we're here now. So we need to stand that off a second. try and make these a bit tighter. Sure, there's brushes that'll help you do wood as well, but I don't know, something about doing it by hand is nice. A friend of mine and I are trying to decide what combat patrols to choose for. It's kind of like a startup competition. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. They obviously want to make sure that you're supporting the store. But the way that they've set it up is just a bit. It's just a bit finicky. That's all. I think with good intentions. But so like I bought my combat patrol today, and they. Like, I probably wouldn't have done that if I knew that, like, when I went up to purchase it, they should have said, oh, is this for, X events, which they didn't, and they should have said, oh, if you want, we'll put this aside for you, and if you sign up now, we'll send the invoice, but also include your sign up to the tournament or whatever you want to call it, and then you just take this home because the invoice will come and you would have paid through the invoicing system, which then alerts us to your sign up. But I paid for it and then said, oh, this is for the combat patrol thing, and they said, oh, yeah, so you'll still need to sign up for it, and it'll send you an invoice and then reply to the email saying that you don't need the invoice because you purchased it. So I did that. Now, obviously, I haven't had a reply yet. I don't think I got a reply. But you just don't want to get into a point where they're like, oh, we expected. We expect you to pay again for the combat patrol because we ordered another one. It's like, don't think so. Anyway, we'll see. Hopefully they reply tomorrow so I can sort it out. If not, I'll be in. I'm usually in one day of the week anyway, so I'll go in and just talk to them and just make sure that they've actually cleared that, because I don't want to find out that they've had to cancel an order that they didn't want to make, and I have to get charged for a cancelled order, which I didn't technically make. So we just need to do the bottom, and then we should have another plank to put in place. We'll just shrink it down to the same size. I do like the size variant, but I think we'll stick with. We might make them like a little thicker, but not by much. So if we take that, put that dynamic thing on, and then we'll duplicate, and we'll move that to there, and we'll just rotate this one 180, and then we can delete that. Okay. Some nice wooden boards. Got a nice start to like the lower boards as well. The ladder is probably just going to be there for sizing, scale. I think I'll do a separate ladder. second. Just wondering if these are deep enough ridges. Is there... I'm just wondering if there's a brush that'll push like just the I don't know what I'm trying to say, but because there's like smooth peaks and smooth cloth and almost like an inflate, but just focus on the deep parts. I guess it doesn't matter. Let's do one of these longer bits. think these are quite square actually. Or am I just misremembering the piece already? Let's put a loopy loop in there. Cut something up. Yeah, they are very square. That's fine. We'll just do the 4 sides here. Yeah, they've got just talking about one of the local game stores. Yeah, they've got creative markets. So I think I don't know where they hold them. It's not in the store. I don't think it's in the store. I think it's outside in the mall. And they set up stalls. There must be a cost. And you rent out a table and sell craft, arts and crafts and that kind of thing. I know they've got registrations for it, but for what I'm doing, I don't think I will be in a position to sell anything just yet. Yeah, to run through the local game store. See if I can send you something on it. They call them makers markets. Okay, so I think this one is more of like a swap meet kind of thing. Yeah, so I think the one that's in March is more of like a buy and sell kind of deal. But I know that they do creative markets as well. So like people making stickers and crocheted stuff, that kind of thing. And I'm pretty sure it's just held in like, how there's like the little wooden stage area next to the shop. I think it's just there. Or if it's at the one in the suburbs, they might have like a street that they have a section of a street market. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's on not this weekend, the following weekend. But I'll look it up. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, if the dates I just looked at are correct, I'm not sure if it was. I didn't actually check it which year I was looking at. Um, but if Google gave me the most recent one, I think it is, yeah, that last week in March. Because if this one's like community eBay, then people might be selling unconstructed kits, model kits, or unused paint, or um, you know boxes of minis that they've purchased and want to resell, or board games. Probably things in that kind of realm. In which case we will probably do that then, instead of a builds day, and then do a builds day maybe in April. Yeah, it might be something like that. Yeah, just give me a second. I just gotta be right back just for a quick hot second. Yes. I mean, I guess bartering just depends on the person at who's at the stall or whatever, however it works. But it would be nice if someone had, one of the big Chaos Warlord Titan things and it was selling for like, I don't know, $10 or something like that. I'd buy that. I have a feeling it might be at Clayfields. Yeah, I mean, if if you just kept them in a back, well, yeah, if you just kept them in a backpack, that should be fine. Let's look. Trying to find out the easiest way to see. Yes, here we go. Community Market Weekend, 28th and 29th of March. Buy and sell secondhand free game demos. But it's not in this. It's not in the city. It's yeah, out in the suburbs. So, I mean, we could, depending on what time it is, we could meet up there and then make our way into... Yeah, from memory, it's like right outside the station. So we could meet up there and then travel into, you know, the city later on. What is this? That's cool. It's like instant beat metal. It kind of is and kind of isn't what we're looking for. Let's just go with... what was I using before? This one. No, it wasn't that one. Fractures. Yeah, that's it. Because the other thing that's out soon that could be good to go see if you've seen. Well, I don't think it really matters if you've seen or not seen the first one, but the Mario movie, I'm sure, will be at least entertaining. And Mario Galaxy being one of the probably best 3D platformers from Mario, in my opinion. Yeah, I think considering the first one was really good, I don't see how they could. I don't see how they can mess it up. The story's not going to be very complicated. The visuals of the Mario Galaxy aesthetic look very good. I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be fine enough anyway if it is terrible. But yeah, I don't think I've actually been to the movies. I'm trying to think what the last thing I saw was. It might have been Oppenheimer. Yeah, I'd even working in the city, and you know, the cinemas just being around the corner, there's just either never anything on, or by the time I remember that something's actually on at the cinemas, it's gone. So but as I said, I'm sure the Mario movie would be good, and that should stick around for a little bit, so that even if it does even if it's not in the cinemas for long, it should be there for at least like 2 or 3 weeks. It's just not really school is it school holidays? I don't really know when school holidays are these days. So I have to find a time when it's less likely there would be kids, or a cinema that's small one. So we'll see. Oh, they end this weekend. So it's like no, school holidays are the 3rd of April to the 19th. Oh no, yeah. Autumn holidays, so the end of term 1 is April 3rd to April 19th. So that movie comes out on the 1st of April, but that's like a Wednesday or a Thursday maybe. So it'll be opening weekend. You know, if you were to go the opening weekend. I'm not like desperate for it. But there's some actually good things coming out soon. The Mario movie coming out. We've got Mandalorian and Grogu movie coming out. I think the Star Wars Starfighter movie comes out like the following month. We've not had a trailer for that yet. We apparently are getting the Spider-Man trailer for the release in June/July tomorrow. So that's coming out mid-year. There might actually be a reason to go to the theaters again. Yeah, I don't know which movies you would need to see to prep. Obviously, his last has he done 3 solo movies? Is the Vulture, Mysterio, and then the one with all 3 of them. And then obviously you'd need to see Civil War. And Endgame, and the one before that. Oh, I see, yeah. Oh, he's in... No, he's not in Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is in his movie. Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Hello there, Mr. B. Just making some terrain, talking about going to the movies for the first time in like 4 years or something like that. Getting excited again for hopefully some good MCU movies to come out. While making some terrain for this board game that I'm trying to make. So, that's you into the Marvel movies, Mr. B, or... Oh no, he's gone already. People don't stick around when I'm not doing either painting or character stuff. But it is nice that people say hi, even if they don't stick around for that long. Oh no, you are still there. Why did it tell me that you had left? Oh. Sorry about that. Not really into them? No, that's fair enough. Not for everyone. Just trying to make this look less symmetrical. Just Weimer mainly, yeah. Well, I mean, this wouldn't fit into 40k, but it would be pretty good for Age of Sigmar, I think, once I actually put it all together. It's just taking time to build. Oh, that's right. You're doing the custodians. Yes, I've made a well, I'd say spare of the moment purchase, but it is to do with I don't even know how to describe it. It's not a tournament. It's not a competition. It's sort of like a introduction to 40k. Even though I've played for years, it just felt like a good way to sort of step back into some basics. So picked up a combat patrol and entering the combat patrol introduction at a local game store, and going to be painting some Necrons. But Custodians was on the shortlist for that because I do like their combat patrol. It's a lot less models, which I kind of like, and the Necron one's sort of in the middle of the range in terms of model density, so do that. That's very mirrored there, so let's do 180 there. That looks fine. You'll have to actually. I'll add it here because I don't think it's actually working properly. But when you do finish or feel like you've finished a model or two of those custodians, you should drop them into the community. Portion of the. What am I trying to say? In the community portion of the Discord. I don't think the link on Twitch is working, but it's there anyway. If you felt like you wanted to join along, but you've got a few people showing off some miniatures that they're working on there at the moment. Alright, let's do one of these legs, these longer legs, and then I should probably put railings on this, but I don't want characters to move around it freely. So maybe just one at the front, maybe just like a front railing. You don't want to make it too constrictive at the top, and these like little nub pieces will get cut out, and obviously the legs will all be at an even height too. Let's just put something in there anyway at the moment. Too many pieces. Maybe something like that, just to give some cover as well, so that someone could climb up the ladder and there's a bit of cover. Because there wouldn't be any cover under here, but you could physically get through this. Rules pending. But I think maybe like a half cover situation on the top there. Be good. So it's a it's a watch. It's just like a little watchtower. So just a piece of terrain for miniatures to climb up and use as a vantage points for the a miniatures game that I'm designing. So yeah, so I'm gonna make a watchtower, and then I'm gonna make, it's kind of like, it's an old school, it'll be similar height, but it's an old school like pulley system that would pull ore and minerals up, and make one of those as well, because the theme for the first lot of miniatures is sort of like mines. What armies do I do? So for 40k, the main ones I have are Death Guards, which I paint in like a sort of blues and cream colour. I've had Tyranids sitting in the cupboard, and I paint those on Sundays, and they're pink and white. And then for Age of Sigmar or Spearhead, I've got the Lizardmen or Seraphim, which are black and gold, and the Skaven, which are red and silver as the main colours. And then a lot of other things, but most of it's not built or anything like that. Sort of the big pile of grey. Points wise, I don't know about Age of Sigmar. I don't actually know the point system for that, but I think for Tyranids it would probably be about 1,500 to 2,000, and I think it's about the same for the Death Guard. We're starting to get there. Is everything starting to get that wood texture? I think, I don't know why I'm pointing with my finger. I think this wood texture is like I need to add either more strands or do something, because it looks a little, the beams actually look like they come from a different tree, which is fine, but I probably want to keep it relatively consistent. I just realized I don't have a beam on that side. What the hell? I mean, it's easy to fix. And if we just take that, and then we'll do this as well. It's a little trick to not having to make individual beams of wood. You just flip them around, and no one will know the difference except you, because you watched as it was being developed. just wondering if I have one of the death guard close by. So I actually changed my mind on the colour for the cape. So the cape will be changed to a burgundy colour. But this is the kind of colour scheme we're looking at. If my camera behaves, which it won't. It really doesn't like focusing properly. So I just need to manually do that. And again, the back at the moment sort of, the cape at the moment sort of brown colour, but I'm going to switch that to burgundy colour. Let's get these legs done and then just see how we're going for time after that. So we've got the Dynamesh, we'll just do this. So I kind of want we kind of want like this. It's easier to sculpt going across than it is up and down for some reason. See, these are going to be very large. That's all good. one more side. We're not really giving any of them dints, but like the dints that we put up on the sides here, but we can probably do that once it's all done, and we'll just make it still a little more asymmetrical as well. But I think if we duplicate that, that should mirror to there. We can delete that. And then I don't think these are equal distance apart, but if we duplicate and then do this, we'll just move this into position here. So now these all look the same orientation and everything like that. So if we go like, so that's our main one. So this one we will flip. This one we will rotate, and this one we will and then yeah, they should all be different orientations. So it's really just this X beam here, which is slightly different size to these ones. So we'll do the same with model 1 and do some rotating stuff there. And then I think this is the same, but we'll probably do that. And then these top bits and the newly added sort of railing guard up the top here, and then just these side bits. But starting to get there. Maybe 2 hours. Maybe probably go for a bit longer. I want to, as I said, I want to compile what I've done in 3 months and just kind of like put that down as like a 3-month slot of time, and then see whether we can do better in the next 3 months leading into June, July, because that'll be 6 months total, and kind of use those 3-month intervals as sort of like, what do you call it? Oh no, I was just saying at the end of March, I want to use that as like a sort of snapshot of what I've done in 3 months, and then see if the next 3 months I can do a little bit better, and see where we're at in 6 months, and then use that as a snapshot for the next 6 months and just see how things progress. Yeah, exactly. And see, like, if what I've been doing in 3 months is enough, not enough, too much, you know, so that I can balance work, this, and some free time as well. Because there's no point not having any free time. But there's also no point having too much free time and not working on a project. And work is kind of inevitable to have money to live. And at the moment, there's not much flexibility with that, but we'll see if there's a possibility to work from home to give me either more free time or more time to work on this dependent. So. Yeah, exactly. It would be good. If I could work from home 4 days a week, that would be ideal. I doubt they will go for that. Won't get into the politics of work at the moment, but it's very one-sided on my work from home, which is none, and everyone else, or most of everyone else in the team, which is pretty much whenever they want. So. No, the important times to be in the office, because we don't have meetings. The unfortunate important thing to be in the office for is settlements, but they're not. Sometimes there's leeway on when they occur, and sometimes they will happen the next day or the same day. So I think that's the problem. But it's something I need to just talk to whoever about. So. Alright, let's do this. Oh wait, there we go. can really beat up one side of this, I think. And then we'll just kind of smooth it down a little bit, give it a little bit of texture. Do the same here. Once we get all these pieces in position, what I'll probably end up doing is, I think I just mentioned it before, but kind of doing another asymmetrical pass on everything and using other textures or, you know, modeling. So like I saw this one before, which I really liked. If I can find it again. Is it this one? No, not this one. Not going to be able to find it now. Oh, this is the layered pattern. It kind of looks like beaten metal. Make it a bit bigger. But it doesn't project very deep. And that's... Don't want that. But I can probably like, oops. Set the size as Z or U for intensity. Yes, we could bump the intensity up and make it really thick. I think like maybe masking off an area. Doing something like that anyway. Maybe. It's probably coming sort of like being projected too deep with that one. So anyway, let's get this in here. Yeah, so this whole front section is pretty much done. And I think I'm gonna just save, and I think we'll leave it there. But just to show you, like I've made a save of this iteration now. So let's show you what we started with. So it was just a kind of like block out from before, and then I think the difficult thing with something like this is knowing how it's going to be, how to print it, because I think you probably could print it as one piece. Taking the ladder out, because I'll make a ladder as a separate object that people can use and try and make this height a standard height for ladders. To some extent. But I'm thinking I might make like a left and right piece, and then use this as the middle anchor. And then just have the top as one piece as well, with the screen already printed in it. So it'd be kind of like it's not really going to work, but yeah, that would be one piece, and then the other side would be two pieces. That X would be the third piece, and then the top. I'm just wondering if I need a bit there. I guess we'll work out how that's gonna work. But yeah, I think I'll leave it there, and I'll be back on. I'm still gonna take the break tomorrow and get back into a routine, but I'm also thinking about switching the days and doing break Monday, Tuesday, and then doing Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday as streaming days. We'll see. But I have the break tomorrow because I desperately need to sort of like sort some stuff out around the house, and do things like vacuum when it's not 10 o'clock at night. Probably not a good idea. And then I'll be back on Friday. I'll either finish this tomorrow anyway, between housework, and then we'll work on the pulley and rope system for the second piece of terrain tomorrow. And this is actually good practice because I want to make some Blood Bowl seats, stadium, bench, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and catch everyone on Friday now. Oh, and then Sunday for Tyranids painting, which will be good because they're coming. I think they're going to come along pretty well. So see ya.